Hi everyone, we're going to verify this trig identity, and we want to have this left-hand side look like 2 tan 2 theta. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my common denominator. I'm working on the left-hand side here, and eventually we want to come up with that. So the common denominator for this part is these two multiplied together. So cosine of theta minus sine of theta times cosine of theta plus sine of theta. All right, and then we're going to just use the butterfly method to get our numerator, because we have this is the old denominator and here's our new denominator. So what we're missing is this piece here. So you just multiply it. I'll just do it this way. Cosine of theta plus sine of theta squared. Right, and then multiply this one. So this is going to be the same thing, but with minus. All right. Now, for the denominator, I'm going to get, this follows this format here. So that's just going to be cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta. So we'll leave that. The numerator, we're going to have to expand this. So the first one, using our perfect square trinomial, and just expand it, write it out, and that gives you cosine squared of theta plus 2 cosine theta sine theta plus sine squared of theta. And then that's the first part, minus, and do the same thing for this part, but this is going to be the minus one. So you write the same thing but with the minus, cosine squared of theta minus 2 cosine sine theta plus sine squared of theta. All right, and I still have this as my denominator, but to save room, what I'm going to do is just write this out real quick. This should have been sine. Sine of theta plus sine squared theta. I want to distribute this. Minus cosine squared theta plus 2 cosine theta sine theta. And then you're distributing this negative minus sine squared of theta. And this is all over our cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta. Now let's look at the numerator. These cancel out and the sine squares cancel out. So what we're going to get is 4 cosine of theta. 4 cosine sine here. So we have 4 of those. So we're going to write that on the next slide. We have 4 cosine theta sine theta. And then we have in the denominator cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta. At this point, let's look and see what we have. We have this. I'm going to rewrite my numerator as 2 times 2 cosine theta sine of theta. I'm going to go ahead and write my denominator. Since we have this, I'm going to use cosine squared of theta minus sine squared of theta equals cosine of 2 theta. I also know that this here equals sine of 2 theta. So what we have is 2 times sine 2 theta divided by cosine 2 theta. Well, sine divided by cosine is tan, so you have tan of 2 theta, plus you have this 2, so just put the 2 in front, and that gives us our desired result. Let's put parentheses here if you want. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.